All right, coming in hot. The Mexican Ginger podcast is not intended for younger audiences. We've been away for a couple weeks. Thank you for waiting. I've got an idea. You and I were kind of spitballing it a little bit after the Tom Brady roast on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
I want to do a roast.
Yes.
Okay, so I got to figure it out when, but I want to do a roast, right? Because I have some funny friends. We have a comedian. Probably shouldn't say his name right now, but we have a comedian friend, you and I, that we could probably get to host it, to host and kind of organize it. And then we have some funny friends.
Our comedian friend or our other funny friend?
The famous one.
Okay.
Our other funny friends will be part of it, but you need a host. You need he'll be the Kevin
real
Hart.
Host.
Yeah, he'll be the Kevin Hart, and he'll help people out with the jokes. So not only do I want like a dais, you know what a dais is, right? The people who are the roasters, the people who sit on stage. So I think I know who I want to be on the dais, but I'm going to flip it at the end. I'm going to have, after the roasting is done, I'm going to have my fiance do a eulogy.
For what?
Because I have to get her involved, and I don't think she would. She's not mean. She's not going to write mean jokes. But I have to get her involved, and she's very sweet and caring. I think she'd do a good eulogy for me, like to kind of wrap it up, like sentimental thing at the end.
No, I don't like that.
No? I thought that was a great idea.
No, she get up there and she talks shit, or you can't come.
And everybody, like, I'll send out the invitations, and you can only come if you send a joke. Like, all right.
If you send a joke.
You got.
No, there has to be.
I think she should do a eulogy.
No, because that's making it too serious.
But like a silly eulogy, like a fun eulogy.
No.
What? I thought that was a great idea.
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't like it. I have to read it first.
All right. But that was my idea. I'm like, I think I know. I think I'm gonna do it for my birthday.
Next year?
Yeah, I think next year.
Is next year a milestone birthday? I think it should be your next milestone birthday.
Okay, I'll figure that out then. I'm so hyped after watching the Tom Brady roast. I got so hyped. I'm like, I gotta do a roast. Gotta do a roast.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah,
it'd be funny.
We
should do a Strawberry and Lizette roast.
Yeah.
For when is our 10-year anniversary? In 4 years.
Sure. Yeah.
Is that too many roasts? I feel like yours will be so close. I like just doing yours better.
Okay.
Fuck us.
I just saw this on Twitter right now. Dr. Pepper has tied Pepsi as the second best-selling soda in the U.S.
What's first, Coke?
Probably, yeah. Oh, yeah. Both trail far behind Coke. Interesting.
Dr. Pepper's way better than Pepsi.
Yeah, who buys Pepsi? No offense if they want to sponsor this podcast, but who buys Pepsi? Like, who voluntarily goes, dude, I need a Pepsi right now?
Yeah, no.
But a lot of people.
I used to love Pepsi when we were small.
Uh-huh.
So I remember, like, in elementary school, you know how there was always that, like, your team Britney or your team Christina,
Sure.
your team NSYNC, your team Backstreet, your team McDonald's, your team Burger King. I don't know who invented that these were just going to be rivals, but they became rivals.
Sure.
Coke and Pepsi were rivals.
Absolutely.
I think probably still are a little bit, but it's just not as much as it was back in the day.
Right.
In my head anyways. So we were a Pepsi family. And I don't know who, I think maybe my dad was the one that liked Pepsi, so he would just buy Pepsi and that's what we drank. Then
Sure.
we became a Pepsi family. And I remember I would go to like people's houses and I'd be like, oh, you drink Coke? Ooh, like now we have to fight. Like, you know.
Yeah.
But now that I'm older, Jelani, my son, loves Coke.
Huh.
He loves Coke. So I would buy like little Cokes, or I would let him get like a Mexican Coke. And then I would just get one too. Like if they don't have Dr. Pepper, then I would get like a root beer. If they don't have like root beer, then I would start getting a Coke. And I'm like, you know what? The more I started drinking Coke, I was like, I kind of like Coke better than Pepsi. Like it's way better than Pepsi.
Yes. I can't tell you the last time I had a soda, but even I remember that, yes, Coke crushes Pepsi all day.
Yeah.
All day.
So much better. But Dr. Pepper's the best.
Did you have, it's graduation season, and I saw a bunch of videos on my timeline of like, you know, the last day of school for seniors and stuff like that. Did you, actually, before I ask you this question, you didn't even Were you in high school for senior year, or were you homeschooled by then?
I was homeschooled.
Okay, never mind then. I can't tell you the story.
Okay.
Have you seen? You know what paper day is? You probably don't know what paper day is. So, paper day is when, like, the last day of school. Maybe it was the last day of finals, but whatever. For seniors, like when the bell rings, they throw all their papers in the air or in the quad or in the
like in the movies
staircase.
When they leave school.
Yeah. But everybody, like the videos I've seen, is like a big down a staircase. All the seniors line a staircase. They throw their papers. So when I first went to high school, my freshman year, I saw the senior paper day, and they all go out to the quad, like the grass area where everybody eats lunch. And I forget when they do it, at the end of the day or during lunch, but they just throw all their papers. And it's just like, it's like snow covers the entire, it's crazy. And then you run and you slide, right, on the papers. And it's a thing. There's so, because I went to a big school, there's so many seniors.
That sounds like when parents tell kids, like, when I was your age, I would go outside and play with rocks. Like, that's what y'all did?
No, but everybody slides.
You threw your papers and then you started playing in it?
So I go, oh, okay, this is going to be a thing when I'm a senior. So no lie, that year, that summer of freshman year, I took all my freshman papers or whatever, and I started saving them. So for 4 years, I saved all my homework, all my papers, all my notes, all my essays in this huge garbage can.
You saved them for nothing, huh?
Saved them. And I go, and my senior year, when paper day was coming up, Straw as a senior, I'm like, here we go. I was walking distance from my school. I was only a few blocks. So I can't remember if I must have walked with this. I didn't ride my skateboard or my bike. I probably walked. So I had this garbage bag that I lugged all the way to school, put it in my locker, because I'm like, it's my time. It's finally my time. When the bell rings at 3, I'm doing paper day. Somebody must have saw me and snitched me out. Because by the time I got back to my locker, no papers in there. Whoever it was, probably the dean or some principal, some tight ass, took my whole garbage bag that I've been saving for 4 years, took it out of my locker, and all I had to throw for senior paper day was like whatever notes I had in my backpack for the last day of school, which
was nothing.
Was pretty much nothing. I was so mad. 4 years in the making. No paper day.
What a hater.
Such a hater.
Like your one bag full of papers was going to like make that much of a difference from everyone else also throwing papers. Like, I hate people like that.
I forget about it, and then from time to time when like paper day videos pop up on my For You page or my Instagram algorithm, I go, oh yeah, I wonder who snitched on me. Like, I wonder who saw me walk into school and they go, oh, I know where his locker is. Or maybe they looked my name up in the database or something, but they went into my locker, which was locked. They all had padlocks, took a garbage bag full of all my papers that I've been saving for 4 years. Such a hater. Such a hater.
Yeah, I'd be pissed. Okay, I've come with 2 things. What do you want first? The what's it called? You want the pigeon story first that I found today, or do you want like what traumatic event is funny?
Oh. It's not the pigeon thing with the thing stuck through his neck. I just saw a video.
What?
Does he have like
no?
Okay, I saw a horrible freaking video. Never mind.
No, what the fuck?
We're not on the same algorithm. All right, give me the pigeon one.
Okay, so I read this story, and it's one of those things that's like it's probably not a real actual story, but it's kind of like one of those like chains on Facebook that people just repost, and like the story has like a cute sentiment to it or whatever. So this is funny because I read it in my head when I got here, and then when I said out loud, like, oh, something about pigeons, Strawberry immediately was like, the fucking rats with wings. And I fucking hate pigeons.
That's what pigeons are. Pigeons are just rats that fly.
Okay, so let me read you this story.
Don't put any glamour. Don't glamorize pigeons. Pigeons suck.
No, but I hope that
they're dirty.
Maybe you'll have room in your heart for them.
Sure.
My friend grew up in New England where they have pigeons. Apparently, they also hate them. Yeah. He was always saying bad things about pigeons until I pointed out something that he never thought of before. We domesticated pigeons. They are nearly all over the world because humans brought them here, and they were more than pets. They carried messages. Yeah. People raced them. They lived spoiled lives as honored humans companions for centuries. Then we got telephones and we threw them out like trash. Literally, we threw them away. Their species had already been fully domesticated and they could not survive in the wild. They lost all their survival instincts during the centuries that they lived caged by people.
Yeah.
That's why they live in cities with people instead of in a forest somewhere.
Did they originally come from forests? Pigeons?
I don't know where they came from, but this is saying that's why they live with people and not out by themselves like in the wilderness.
And where did pigeons come from?
Let me finish.
Okay, I got hella questions. I thought you were the pigeon expert.
It's our fault. And not only did we throw them away, but now humans curse them as winged rats, casting them as pests.
They are.
They don't know how to live without us, and their instincts tell us that they should trust us. So they continue to come up to humans and beg for food because it's the only survival skill left in their genes. But they love us because they were bred by us to feel that way, and yet we hate them.
Yeah,
and then the picture is like the sad little pigeon in a corner.
Homeless ass crackhead pigeon.
Yeah, it's all like sitting in
Gross.
trash and stuff.
They're so gross.
I love how there's only trash in that corner and not surrounding it.
I know. That looks like an AI
But anyways, you're a dick.
So yes, like dogs, for example. Dogs used to be like wild wolves and like crazy hunter, like they were predators. Like dogs used to be wild. And then yes, we domesticated them over years and over years. Like, yeah, they're living on the couches and they're sleeping in our beds, and like they'll run up to strangers and they'll get belly rubs. So yeah, we domesticated dogs. I guess we did the same thing to pigeons, but where did they come from? 'Cause like for example, like palm trees aren't native to California or even like Southern California. Like people brought those like in the settling days. When everybody used to get on like big wooden ships,
Southern Europe, North Africa, and Western Asia.
Okay. So somebody, when they were coming from those areas, they put little pigeons in a little crate.
The colonizers.
Yeah, the colonizers did it. And they go, Mommy, we're going to the States. Bring my pigeon. And they're like, we're going to bring pigeons to the new world, as they brought pigeons over here.
Mommy, we're going with our friend Christopher Columbus on a trip.
Mommy. So, all right. So they brought, where did they come again? North Africa?
Southern Europe, North Africa, and Western Asia.
So pigeons came here from there. Mm-hmm. It's like that one island that like has hella pigs on the island, and they swim because like a boat crashed.
I think it's literally called Pig Island.
Yeah, because then like a boat crashed, right? A boat crashed, and a couple pigeons, not pigeons, pigs. It's
in the Bahamas.
Yeah. I heard they bite you too.
The pigs?
I've seen a bunch of videos of like Instagram models like, oh, look at me, I'm swimming with the pig, and pig goes chomp and like bites them.
Feral.
Yeah.
That's literally what this says. The island takes its unofficial name from the fact that it is populated by a colony of feral pigs.
Yeah, wild ass pigs.
Isn't there also like a place with isn't there like a cat island too or something?
I wouldn't doubt it.
Or like a city.
A city?
It's like a cat city or a cat island.
I hope not. Google that.
See.
That's
cat
gross.
Island. Cat Island. Oh, it's in Japan. I knew I seen this somewhere.
It's an island full of cats?
Mm-hmm.
Gross.
It's known for its large number of feline residents and a small number of human residents. It's a literal island.
Huh.
I think it sounds nice. Okay. What traumatic event has happened to you that is actually kind of funny?
Traumatic event.
I'll let you think about it.
Yeah, I gotta think about it.
So I was at my mom's house and I noticed that there is a poem on her fridge, right?
Uh-huh.
I read the poem and it's just so dark. It's so dark and depressing. And notice that it's written by my little sister, right? So I asked her, did you write this poem? And she was like, yeah. I was like, when did you write it? She was like, I don't know. I was like in 4th grade or something.
And your mom has it hanging on the wall
She
still?
has it on the fridge,
on the
right?
fridge.
And, oh wait, no, I took a picture. So it would be in my normal photo album.
What, are you looking through your dirty photo album right now?
No, I'm just looking through my pictures. I thought it was a screenshot. So I was going through my screenshot album. I know, because I did say normal photo album. No, I was going through my screenshots album and then I realized it's not in there. So I read this poem and I'm going, okay, that's kind of fucking dark. Like, did nobody check on you? And she was like, I know. That's what I said. I was going through one of the worst moments of my life.
At fourth grade.
And it was like around when my parents were breaking up and stuff. So she had a really hard time. She was like, I was going through one of like the worst times of my life. I was not okay. I wrote this poem. You would think somebody would read it and go, someone should check on her. She was like, no, I won an award. It got published in a fucking book and my mom has it hanging on the fridge. I started laughing so hard.
This is my trauma.
I was like, oh my God, nobody asked if you were okay or what was going on. She was like, no, they submitted it to be published in like this fucking book of poems. They didn't even ask me. It was just like I was laughing for 15 minutes straight. You got to
read it. You have it?
It was the funniest shit. I have it. I'm going to let you read it, but she said I can't read it on the podcast.
Well, you're talking about it.
Yeah, I can talk about it, but I can't read it.
Oh.
But I'm gonna let you read it.
Everyone listening's like, F you.
Sorry, I asked and she said.
Tease.
And you know what? Normally I wouldn't have asked, but a lot of times my other sister who's in radio talks about shit that I would rather not have on the radio.
I get that.
And now I know how it feels. So I'm not gonna do it to her. When was it? Shit. I gotta find it. Okay, talk about something else while I look for this.
Well, I need your feedback on this other thing.
Oh, here it is.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, I'm going to let you read it.
I can't read it out loud?
No.
Damn it.
You can read the top. Oh, correction. She was in 7th grade.
Okay. I'll just keep reading and just tell me when to stop. Like, oh, too much.
What do you mean you keep
You said I can read the top out loud?
Well, I meant the top up here. This is the actual poem, but on the little paper it's on, I'll just read it. It says, it just says, congratulations, your poem has been accepted to be published. Creative Communication has been working with schools and teachers in promoting writing for over 18 years. We are pleased to offer this book that brings together the best of today's student writers. Read the back of this card to find out what you need to do to be published. Sincerely, blah, 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 blah. Sure. The editor. I wonder if she'll let me say the title. God, I wish we could read it.
I know.
But I'm going to let you read it.
Can you call her and be like, hey, it's just a podcast. It's not on air.
No, because I already asked her and she said no. But,
Jesus Christ. Even the title is a little aggressive. Can I read the title? I can read the title. The title doesn't
I guess. Read the title.
The title is called Resurrection for... Hold on. It's called Resurrection for Revenge.
And I just read that standing in my mom's kitchen and I see her name signed at the bottom. I'm thinking, Jesus Christ, like, when did you write this? She's like, I don't know, man. I was going through a tough time. And it's funny because...
Jesus. This is what you call a manifesto. This is what these little kids leave on their dresser before they put a trench coat on and go to school.
It's so funny because...
Holy cow.
How many adults and teachers... And mind you, this was a Catholic private school. It's a Catholic private school. How many teachers read that from a 7th grade little girl and did not think like,
it's dark.
Somebody should check on her? Even
me. I'm like, this little person is going through something right now.
Yeah. And what's funny is my sister's friend, who is a school, I think she's like a child psychologist, and she works in some schools, and she's also going to school to further that. She read that poem, and we were like, would you have checked on that kid if that was like now and you read that? She was like, yeah. Oh, yeah. Like, what?
This sets off all types of alarms right now. You know what's funny? It's one of these poems that don't rhyme also. So I'm like, I read a line. I'm like, oh, it doesn't rhyme. I got to go back and forth. Like, to get the tempo. All right, hold on. Let me read it again. Hold on.
It's dark. And the fact that it didn't raise any red flags with anybody is just so funny to me. They read that and thought, wow, this child's a genius. And submitted it to be published.
For its revenge. Jesus. Holy cow.
I would like to end this story with she's in a much better place now. I'm not just laughing at some depressed little girl. She's my sister, and she's in a much better place.
I wrote this down. I haven't read this for a while. I pulled this aside. Okay, so a plane was forced to deplane after passenger won't comply with exit row rules. Did you hear the story? It was a little while ago. So it just says, a defiant passenger on a recent Frontier Airlines flight caused an entire deboarding incident after refusing to comply with exit row instructions. You know the instructions like, hey, are you willing to help? You know, pop the door open if we crash or whatever. The incident went down at Charlotte International Airport in North Carolina when, despite pleas from airline staff and fellow travelers, the unidentified woman refused to leave her seat. However, her refusal to follow safety protocols and listen to crew members disrupted the flight, leading to an escalated confrontation where the pilot had to request that the police get involved. So basically, when they're doing the check, they come down, because I always sit in the exit row. They go, hey, are you willing and able to help? You know, blah, blah, blah. I need a verbal yes or no. And you go, yes, yes, yes. And then they go, all right, now you know the rules. You know what's expected of you. Does anybody want to switch seats if you're not comfortable, like, being the person to, like, save the day if the plane starts to crash? And I was on a flight once where the guy next to me goes, yeah, no, I don't want to sit here anymore.
Really?
Like, almost verbatim. He goes, yeah, no, I don't want to sit here anymore. And, like, it was kind of like an empty flight. So she's like, oh, okay, like,
goes to somewhere else.
Pick another seat.
Yeah.
But that was the only time, like, someone said that. I'm like, bro, what do you know that I don't?
I always am like, yeah, I understand. Like, yeah, I'm able to help or whatever.
Yeah.
But really in my head, I'm like, God, I hope I don't actually have to do anything because I really don't know if I can.
And the thing is,
like, sure, I'm able, and I'm like a relatively like young, healthy person.
Yeah.
But I think of that often because a lot of times I have really long nails. I'm like, I'm not going to be able to open this goddamn door. Like, what the hell do they want me to do if the plane going down or if we're like sinking and got to open this emergency exit? Like, I can't even open a can of soda. You want me to open this?
And there's three people. There's 2 or 3 people sitting there. So, like, if you can't, the person on either side of you could.
And I'm like, how do I know if I'm even like, I imagine that opening an airplane door, maybe it's easier than it looks, but I just imagine it to be really heavy. And I just feel like I can't.
You just pull a thing that releases it and it pops open.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
Somebody else going to figure that out. Because why are you putting your lives in my hands? Don't trust me.
With this thing, it says that video footage shows the irate passenger being escorted off in handcuffs by cops. All other passengers were now forced to leave the plane. It's unclear at this point if she's facing any charges. I saw that, and I'm like, I remember the guy who said, like, nah, you got to switch me to some other seat. And then, so this kind of jumps around. Like, during hockey season, I'm on, like, 4 flights a week sometimes, right? And my move is, I have long legs, and you get more room in the row anyway. So I'm like, I always sit there. It's always, and you're right over the wing, so it's more comfortable, right? It's in the center of the plane, so it's more comfortable. Doesn't bounce around. So I love that row. So when my fiance comes with me, she'll order a drink. She's like, let me get a drink when they do beverage. And there's been a bunch of times they haven't charged us. So we're like, oh, hell yeah. Like, they forgot, or they're being nice. Like, they're not charging us for wine or a beer or anything like that. Like, oh, I hope they don't come back and ask for a credit card. And I found out off TikTok that if you sit in that row, you get free drinks.
Shut up.
So I thought, like, they were being nice to us, or like they forgot, or they didn't care. Like, I'm not going to go back throughout the cabin and like, hey, did you get a drink? Did you get a beer? Because it's a 90-minute flight. Like, I'm just thinking the flight attendants don't care. Like, whatever. But apparently you get free drinks if you're in that row anyway. So
I didn't know that.
Mental notes.
That's like
counterintuitive, right?
Yeah, that's like counterproductive, because like, you are asking us sitting in this row, are you okay with getting everyone off the plane safely? Essentially, like, if we go down or if we have an emergency landing or something goes wrong, are you okay being responsible to open this emergency exit, get everybody off, get yourself off? Like, can you do these things? And we're like, yes, ma'am, at your service. And they're like, okay, great. Here's free alcohol. Like, what the fuck?
Here's a bunch of free drinks.
Here's unlimited drinks.
Yeah. I don't know if they're unlimited, but
sound unlimited to me.
We've had, okay, so there was a flight where we've each had 2. I ordered 2 and she ordered 2. I forgot where we were going, but we were in the emergency aisle. And maybe this is just this one airline. I'm not saying it's universal across all airlines, But the airline that I was traveling on, that I always travel on, we had 4 drinks and she never charged us, the flight attendant. And then I'm like, dude, she's just like hooking it up. She thinks we're hella cool. Like she's being nice to us. Hell yeah. And then, no, I see on TikTok about 2 weeks ago that some lady's like, yo, you get free drinks if you're in the emergency exit.
I had no idea.
I didn't either. All the times that I'm like, I don't feel like paying for a drink right now. Now that I know it's free.
Yeah, but you don't be drinking anyways.
Sometimes I'll have a wine.
Like you getting free drinks in the emergency, like it's whatever. They're not losing any money. You put me or your fiance, they're going to have to rethink that rule
that
because
policy.
They're going to run out of liquor.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Imagine if it was me, your fiance, and my sister. Like
your sister.
Y'all ain't making it off this plane. You're gonna have to walk over our passed out bodies.
Yeah.
And don't forget to carry us off too.
Someone should do that once. Maybe not. Okay, fine, whatever I say. Someone should do that once, just like as a fun. Like just get smashed if you're sitting in the emergency exit. Just obliterated, just to see like.
I feel like at a certain point they'll cut you off.
They'll cut you off. I know.
Yeah.
Well, what's the cutoff? There you go. Challenge, Lizette. Challenge.
I don't know. See, I wish I knew about these hacks.
See, now I just found out.
Did you watch J-Lo's movie Atlas yet?
Hell no.
Are you not going to?
Probably not. Because we just watched, what did we just, okay, so we're watching Longmire, which is like a Western. It's like a sheriff, whatever, it's in Wyoming. We're watching Longmire, we're watching Black Sails, which is about pirates. We're watching Gentlemen, which is about like some like
I started
British
watching that,
dude.
but I was drunk. And I was drunk and then I fell asleep. And then I woke up and it was like hella into the show. And I was like, fuck, now I got to start it over. And I just never did.
And we're watching Under the Bridge.
I watched that. Isn't it over already?
I don't know. We're behind because she keeps starting other new shows like the TikTok, the baby reindeer, which was disgusting, by the way. We watched Baby Reindeer, and then we jumped to the TikTok. What's the documentary about the cult?
Dancing with the Devil or something?
Yeah.
Bro, I watched that. Not to cut you off.
No. I'm going to say the same thing. Go.
You are?
I think so.
Okay.
Go.
Are we going to say it at the same time?
No.
Okay. If you're going to say what I'm about to say, I'm going to lose my shit.
Okay.
I watched that Dancing with the Devil TikTok documentary and had dreams about being human trafficked that night.
Oh, no, not me. I was watching it because I was watching it. Basically, if you guys haven't seen it, it's this cult leader. We know how they operate. But he's also, instead of like running a church and like, hey, worship me, he's also saying, hey, influencers with like 1 million followers and you're dancing on TikTok, I'm also going to do a, what do they call it? Like a media management? Yeah, media group. I'm also going to manage you guys. And I'm going to, get you guys sponsored or whatever. So all these like influencer dancer people, they join the cult. So it's like a churchy cult. Plus they're all like living in a house making dance videos. So anyway, viral, very famous dancing celebrities. So all these videos are viral. So as the documentary is going on, like this person's in the cult, this person's in the cult, this person's in the cult. I'm like, yo, I remember that video. Because it's black dude and a white dude like dancing to like old school. And I remember when those two guys would always dance together, I would send it to my buddy. And I'm like, hey man, that's us, you and me.
Aww.
And then there was the one with the girl who got married. I'm like, I saw that one because it was like a corny marriage proposal.
Yeah.
I'm like, I saw that video. I'm like, these are the girls that were in the cult?
I don't remember seeing, we must have completely different algorithms. I don't remember seeing any of those videos.
This is in the beginning when I first jumped on TikTok. These were all over my algorithm. And like the guys who...
Or Instagram?
There's like 3 of them. Maybe Instagram. But they were all dressed hella nice. Like suits and like button-ups. I remember those videos.
I remember those types of videos, but those videos specifically and those influencers that were featured in the documentary, I don't really remember them.
I do. It's
but
weird.
It reminded me of... what was that one? I think it was also a Netflix documentary, and it was basically like this couple that got married, and they were doing like pyramid schemes.
Okay.
I think no, it wasn't TikTok. It was just like a website. It was a website that people went to who like they were guaranteed to find a soulmate.
Okay.
Do you remember? Did you ever watch that one?
Ashley Madison? No.
No. It was this couple that created like a dating site to where you were guaranteed to find your soulmate.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me look it up.
This sounds very human trafficky.
Netflix docu. And it was another one of those situations where like this couple would make certain people like, I forget what the word was, but like a mentor or like a moderator or something like that. And they would like the same thing, like they got cut off from their families. Yeah. They were like, you were either at the top and making a lot of money by basically scamming everybody, or you were at the bottom like getting scammed and getting fucked over and over and over again. Yeah. Netflix documentary, Guarantee Soulmate. Let me just Google that and see what
the
comes
Dancing
up.
with the Devil documentary that Lizette and I are talking about.
Escaping
a lot of this stuff,
Twin Flames.
Never heard of it.
That's what it is. You are like guaranteed to find your twin flame.
So that one and the Dancing with the Devil, they both sound very Scientology-ish to me.
They both, yeah,
like
they were very culty.
You have to cut off all your family. Cut them off. Family, friends, cut them off.
Yeah, when you're done watching that, watch Escaping Twin Flames. I don't know if it's still on Netflix.
Yeah.
It says, enter Jeff and Shayla, the leaders of Twin Flames universe who sell online classes to guarantee harmonious union with your destined partner. Guaranteed.
Yeah.
And these people were making like millions of dollars. It was crazy. Scamming people who were like lonely and just wanting love.
That sucks.
That's sad.
They're a mark. They're easy.
Yeah.
That's hella sad.
But yeah.
All right, let's wrap up this podcast. Thank you for streaming with us and checking out our YouTube. You can follow us on Instagram at Strawberry and Lizette.
I'm at Lizette Love, LizetteLovee.
I am at Strawberry Radio. We'll talk to you next time.
Bye.